First time I used Planner's Lab was that it actually led me to thinking about my data differently. I didn't expect that benefit, but it really made me sit down and analyze the problem in a whole new light. It put much more thought and clarity around what I was actually trying to solve and what the right questions were to be asked in order to make the best decision. I found myself grouping variables in new ways and actually made more sense in the long run. And I found myself asking, what am I trying to model instead of how am I going to model it? The actual modeling part is easy in Planner's Lab. That's the most intuitive part of the software. But determining what to model is definitely the bigger question. And in Excel or whatever program you're using, I was always so focused on how to model it, and the software almost drove the type of analysis that I did that I find it was very limiting. And now I can do really whatever I need to do to answer the question appropriately. After the first one or two models in Planner's Lab, I found myself almost addicted to it. I would sit down to start doing my what-if analysis or some goal-seek analysis, and I couldn't stop. I just wanted to keep playing and trying new things, and I literally was finding that it was actually fun and something interesting in my day. That is very refreshing. Most of the analysis that we do is very routine and frustrating. So I was pleasantly surprised to find myself excited to get started with something and build a new model and start playing in it. Now that we've really started to use Planner's Lab at Avantis, we find ourselves thinking way more in the future. We have continually done historical reports, and they were informative, but they never helped us make decisions about tomorrow. And that has become the most important part of our company right now, is looking to the future and anticipating decisions and leading us down the right road. And Planner's Lab has allowed us to do that very easily and quickly, which is important in our environment where things are constantly changing. One thing I have found is we approach problems differently now. We no longer dwell on what happened last month or last year. We stop and take a look, well, what do we think is going to happen this next quarter? And what can we do to change that if necessary? And what steps should we take today to ensure that our tomorrow looks better? Planner's Lab gives us the tool to do exactly that. The amount of time we used to spend building models in Excel or trying to build models in Excel was overwhelming, to the point that we pretty much just didn't do it anymore. Anytime we would get a model built, we knew the decision makers would change their mind or want to see something in a different light, and we would be stuck going back to that same spreadsheet, reworking all formulas, trying to find where all the cell references were pointing to. And it became so cumbersome that we literally just stopped looking at future forecast models. And that's such a dangerous position to be in for a company, that Planner's Lab has given us that opportunity to begin that sort of analysis again and really be sure that we're answering our questions with as much information as we possibly can.